Welcome back, Mustang Nation. I'm Nina Kovac. Things look different going back to school during a pandemic. At McCracken, we have had a few cases, but McCracken is taking precautions to make sure there isn't a school-wide outbreak. We interviewed Mr. Hauser and asked him how he's handling it.
As we come back to school, we all know that there are many new changes. We talked to Mr. Hauser about his message to the students addressing the changes that include masks, ABV schedule, student learning, and overall reaction by the students and staff. So far, all of the students have complied with wearing masks and social distancing. Hauser explains how teachers are handling the situation.
Teachers have different techniques, different approaches to delivering content. And so in this format, teachers are able to use any of the resources we have available. And so some of them are relying heavily on Google Classroom and putting assignments through Google. They communicate through Google Classroom. Some teachers have been using the Edgenuity program, which is basically like an online textbook with quizzes and assessments built in. That's a new program.
It is important for students to communicate with their teachers and manage their time wisely.
One of the difficult things was the balance between online assignments. What takes student A 30 minutes might take student B 2 hours. And you make one virtual assignment and you have kids kind of all over the place as far as how long it's going to take them to complete it. You also have students with different work rates. Some students are not working at home. Some students are working too much at home. And so I think there's just a balance and a fine line, and we've been trying to communicate to parents.
Hauser addresses one of the concerns a new 4-day week schedule may bring.
A and B combined, which we're all hoping to see more students here. That will increase the contact tracing numbers just because of the sheer space and volume. So, in a class now where you might have 8 feet of space, in the future you might have 4 feet of space. And so that means that there will likely be more students who have to quarantine due to contact tracing simply because there's not as much space available.
Hauser wants to take a minute to thank his students and staff.
I would like to also mention how proud I am of students. This year is so different for you guys. I know it's different for teachers, it's different for administration. Our jobs are totally different, your days are totally different. And so I do want to commend our students for their participation at school with the protocol and the procedures. We have had 0 issues.
For example, every student is now required to wear a mask and socially distance themselves from other students. The only time you're allowed to take off your mask is at lunch, where you now have a choice of eating by yourself in the cafeteria or with another person in the gym. Here's what freshman Logan Kaufman thinks about these changes.
It's just weird. Wearing the cloth over your face is not great at all. Not great at all.
The Kentucky Department for Health expects schools to enforce social distancing, require face masks, provide hand sanitizing stations, and check student temperatures. These precautions are to help prevent an outbreak from occurring. Here's what sophomore Jordan thinks about these new precautions.
We are in a big school, and so, we have to take as many precautions as we want. As we need, so.
When arriving at school, students get their temperature checked at the door and are asked if they have any symptoms. If you have a temperature or experiencing any symptoms, you will be sent home. Here's how senior Abigail St. Pierre feels about this school year.
It's completely different. Last year, everyone got to be close, physically. And I think if you're physically close, you can be more emotionally close with people. If people were sad last year, you could hug them, and now you get yelled at if you get near someone.
With the AB days, each class size is reduced to approximately 30% of its original size. This way, students can spread out in the classrooms more. After every class, the students are responsible for cleaning off their desk. They are also responsible for getting hand sanitizer when they leave the classroom, located by the classroom door. These changes are all new but are necessary to prevent the spread of the virus. Starting on October 12th, McCracken plans to return 4 days a week depending on significant changes in coronavirus cases. McCracken seniors. Senior pictures are due December 18th. For more information, you can email mchs.yearbook@mccracken.kyschools.us. Picture Day has also been rescheduled for October 20th through 26th. You can also order the 2021 yearbook by going to www.yearbookforever.com and using the code 2021 Mustangs. All juniors and seniors trying to decide what to do after high school look no further than our own college counselor, Miss Bolin. Miss Bolin has a reminder that students can join where she sends out information regarding colleges visiting our school so students can take a look if there are any interested. If students need to talk to Miss Bolin in person, her office can be found downstairs in House 2. McCracken County students, if you had art last year before the shutdown, your art portfolio is waiting for you. Make sure to pick up your portfolio before the end of the semester around December. Your art teachers will be sad to throw them out. Communication through email has been a crucial part of students' and teachers' interactions with one another due to the changes caused by the coronavirus. While all students have access to school email, not a lot of them know how to properly write an email. We spoke with Ms. Lang about proper email etiquette.
Your content should be specific and to the point, what it is that you're needing, the problem that you're having, and what you want the teacher to do about it. Always include your first and your last name, your class period, and the class that you're taking.
Always remember to fill out the subject lines so your teacher knows what the topic of your email is. If you ever have questions about what is needed in an email, just ask your English teacher.
The McCracken County football team goes up against their toughest challenge of the season tonight. We travel to Daviess County for a district matchup. We're undefeated, taking wins against Mayfield, Marshall, and Owensboro Apollo. The Mustangs beat Apollo 45-21 with 3 touchdowns from Jeremiah Hughes. Remember, you can watch all home games and select away games through the McCracken County Media Club's YouTube page. As the soccer season continues for the men and women's team, we wanted to give you an update on their season. The men's team have been doing amazing this season with 6 wins, a tie, and a single loss, and have a 5-game win streak as of right now. The next game for the men's soccer team will be at home on Saturday against Callaway County at 12 p.m. and against Marshall County at 7 p.m. Make sure to go out there to help the team and keep this winning streak going. The women's season has been tough for them with 3 wins, 4 losses, and a tie so far into their season. We talked with Molly Thomas, a captain of the team, to see how they are doing so far.
We've been playing for our teams, and we've been having to, amp up our game, and we've been playing teams that, aren't even in this region.
The volleyball team started off another great season and remains undefeated in Region 1. Also, they still have not lost a set. They played and beat Tillman, St. Mary, and CCA in the past 2 weeks. The players say while there's been some changes due to Corona, they're still thankful to be able to play.
Our season has been pretty good so far. We're undefeated.
So this season we've had to really take precaution with COVID and stuff. Just have kept our heads up and keep wanting to play. So we're just doing everything we can just to keep playing.
Their next games are scheduled for this weekend's Quad State Tournament at MCHS. 2 men from the MCHS golf team will represent the Mustangs at state. The team placed 3rd in the region, sending senior Davis Vessels and Tyler Dew to Lexington. Dew tied for 4th, while Davis placed 8th in the region last week at the Murray Country Club. On the girls' side, middle schooler Madison Glisson also qualified for the state tournament after a 10th place finish at the Calvert City Country Club. Bass fishing is a sport that's growing a lot over the United States. The fishing team competed in their first tournament at Kentucky Dam Marina on September 19th. Their next tournament is October 31st at Ken Lake Marina. Camden Baker tells us it's a fun sport and most people don't know about it.
Just like the culture around it, there's a bunch of good people that do it, and it's not like a super populated sport, but there's still a bunch of good people that fish and come out to the events and stuff.
You can find more about the team on their website, McCrackenCountyBassFishing.com, or find someone on the fishing team to ask about meeting. Thank you for watching this week's Mustang TV News. If you have any questions or suggestions, tweet us at Mustang TV News. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at mustang.tv.news.